Well, this is in that the collaboration mentality that you're talking about. So when you get together with Chris in 2016, he already has a guy that's been his engineer for a decade, and so presumably he has a setup, he has a flow. How does that develop with you guys? You said we started this by talking about vocal chain, which we'll get to, but like he has a flow, he has a timing, he's at the studio at a certain time. Do you basically just try to go in and go, I'm just going to be completely on his schedule, on his flow, and then we'll evolve from there? What happened with that?
So basically I got the template, and the template laid the foundation for how he needs to record.
This is like the actual Pro Tools session of the way he records everything.
I got a blank session. It's just a blank session. What I did was I simplified it, because what he had, what Brian had, and again, everyone has their own method. I needed something very simple in front of me, because when you're dealing with, it's time to go. There's not a lot of time.
We talk about all the time, workflow.
Work go. Perfect. So I simplified he had like every different lead had its own bus, and every background group had its own bus. It became very packed. So I dulled it down. I made one lead bus, one background bus. One reverb bus, one delay bus. I added a couple of throw delay buses that weren't in use, just to have in case it's like, oh, I'll do a delay there or whatever. And then the color scheme. To me, the color scheme is everything, because it's how I'm able to identify where I am in the session without reading anything. Especially in the mix session, like, because with recording, it's one thing, but with mixing is another thing. Like, you got all the track, you have now the entire beat track out. You don't just have a 2-track.
Yep.
It's a lot easier said when it's a fucking 2-track and then just vocals. So you have all this music and everything is color coded, always the same. I can go around the session without reading anything and know exactly where I'm at, know exactly what the kick is always at. You know what I'm saying? It's always here. It's always here. Then it goes to snares, then hi-hats, then percussion. It's always the same order. That consistency is what allows me to know where I'm at. Same with, and it's really more important in recording, because while you're mixing, no one's on your ass. When you're recording, you need to know exactly where you're at any moment of the time, because you will get cussed out. So color coding and organization is everything. People ask me for a template. I'm like, the template isn't a sound. The sound is you. The template is how you get there. It's the best map ever.
It's funny how, I'm having more of these conversations, talking to Baines, talking to John, talking to Donut, talking to other people. Everybody always wants to know, like, what's the sound, and we'll get to some of the gear and all that, but more than anything, it's organization and preparation.
That's like the sound is you could put it on. You could put it on after, but once you cut that record, if you fuck up, you're fucking their vibe up. If they're writing the song, oh, that's even worse, because you're throwing them way off. It's different when they're recutting something that's already there. The writing's already there. The melodies are there already. So if you fuck with their vibe, you're just fucking with the takes they're giving you. But when they're writing the song in the moment, oh, you got to be on. Because if they lose that idea,
start doing this just like the ideas. Yep, exactly.
Their ideas are coming out and they're blaming you. You've made me fuck up, bro. Where's another engineer? Can someone just? I've heard it a million times.
Yep. Yeah, being prepared and being able to work quickly is really what separates the guys that are the pros. Because everybody has the same, digital audio workstation. Not everybody has all the same gear and the mics, but you can get pretty close. And it's really about how well you work in the room with people, and how much the flow can be synchronized between the artist and the engineer and the producer and everybody like that.
For sure. I think the flow in the room too, like being able to like blend in a way where you're like a part of everything that's happening. I've seen some engineers where you walk in the room and they stick out like a sore thumb. Everyone's in there like this, and the engineer's just like frozen. Like, doesn't know whether to bop his head or he's about to get cussed out again or some shit. So like part of it is confidence. It's not about how you dress or how you look. It's about confidence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you walk in the room confident, hey, I got the mic up, compressor, everything's lit, boom, everything's good. They're going to be like, wow, this guy knows what he's doing. He's communicating to me that he's ready. He's not just sitting there waiting for someone to tell him to do something.
The truth is, a big part of that is, no shortcuts. Like, you got to just put the time in. You got to be comfortable doing it yourself. And that, the artists that know, they can feel it.
Yeah, they can. Oh, it's a feel. I mean, they're artists. They're creatives. Yeah, everything is based off feeling. When I'm choosing plugins, I'm not like, oh my God, this needs a neutron. I'm like, am I feeling like a neutron on it? Am I feeling like this? It's a feeling thing, Music isn't rocket science. For that shit, go talk to Elon. This is fucking music. It's fun. You know what I mean?